Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Pop Cult X, your go-to for all things pop culture from our Gen X point of view. My name is Danny, and along with Gabriel, we're your hosts here at Pop Cult X, or as we've been going for the past few episodes, the unofficial Pop Cult X. Wait, let me try that again. The official Pop Cult X unofficial Project Runway recap show, and this is episode 3 of that. Episode 186 of our own show. So we are climbing up in numbers, and we are thankful that you've stopped by or stopping back again. We appreciate any and all support that you give us. So with all that rambling being done, Gabe, let's get into the show.
Right on. So I guess the first thing to do is to acknowledge who was voted out from the previous week, right? So
well, we can always talk about that at the very end, like they should, but no, we can do it right at the top.
Well, no, we can do it at the end because then we're talking about who's going to get kicked off for this episode. So this starting off episode 4, it begins with the voting off of your, I guess you would want to say, fan favorite or someone you were rooting for.
Yes.
And he got voted off. What were your feelings about that?
Well, can't pick them all, I guess. I mean, I was rooting for Angelo. I liked his story, and it's sad to see him go, but he'll, like he said, he'll go back to where his strength is, which is in menswear, I guess. So hope to see more from him and just to see him contributing to the fashion world.
Yeah. I think that his was not that bad. I think that Miss Joan is pretty lucky that she didn't get voted off because that look was not it for me.
Right.
I feel that she was really lucky that she didn't get voted off. One of the things that was interesting is that Heidi Klum stopped Ethan as he was exiting, was like, by the way, if it was up to me, you'd be going home, which I thought was really kind of funny because, like, if you know that he's not getting voted off, that's kind of like a real kind of punch to the gut to just be like, oh, by the way, if it were up to me, you'd be gone.
Right. It's like, did she have to put him in? Well, maybe she did. Maybe, and there was also foreshadowing for the rest of the episode in a way for one judge, right? To decide. So
I don't know. Yeah. It was kind of funny. I don't know. I felt bad for Ethan because you're like surviving, but they're kind of kicking you while you're down, kind of a thing. But from there, we go to the challenge for this episode, which is my favorite in Project Runway, is the unconventional challenge where they get to make up fashions from unconventional items, which is really cool. This one is sort of thematic with Abbott Elementary. They bring in 2 actors from Abbott Elementary, and they're in the setting of an elementary school, and they get to use basically school items that you would find within a school. So soccer balls, shuttlecocks, banner, poster board, different things of that nature, banners. So it's really interesting. I happen to really love that this type of episode because I think that it really shows their creativity.
True. Yeah, the unconventional challenges are always fun because you get half the people who really like them, and then you get a few who are just like scared to death of them. As we saw in this episode too with Madeline, she was just like not having it for that.
Yeah, I want to say that she's not growing on me. Like, I'm not really feeling her. She's giving me the vibes of like someone who's like a good seamstress and not a good designer, because she takes looks from the past and kind of recreates them. How much creativity is there in that, in my mind? Is she's not coming up with her own design. She's basically kind of doing what's already been done, but because it was such a long time ago, is she's getting a pass for that?
Well, I mean, I think we haven't really had a chance to see any of the designers give what their true authentic self and design element is yet, because we went from 3 group challenges into the unconventional challenge, which I give designers a pass when it comes to their aesthetics when it gets to this type of challenge because
Right.
you're working with all these materials that you're not used to. Maybe you're not inspired by it. So, as long as you create something that's not horrendous, it should get you through. And there were a few that were horrendous.
Yeah.
I don't know if you want to talk about your favorites and rant about the worst looks or not.
Yeah, well, just real quick, the other thing that was kind of interesting is that they kind of got coached by Law Roach, right? He came into the workroom and kind of looked at their preliminary fashions and was kind of coaching them on what to do. And then we later find out that he's the only judge
Hmm.
judging him this week.
A
And
single judge. See the
yeah,
foreshadowing.
no Nina Garcia, no Heidi Klum. It's just going to be him. So that was an interesting plot twist. But there were some interesting things that came up. I have some notes as far as who did what and what was um, kind of interesting. Yu Chen used soccer balls.
Hmm.
Ethan used plastic. VJ used shuttlecocks, and Antonio used vinyl and denim boots, which was very, I guess, controversial,
Yes.
if you will. The looks that I really liked, I wasn't a fan of Yu Chen with the soccer balls because to me the whole goal of this particular competition or challenge is that you take the unconventional item and you transform it into something that's fashion, and you don't really recognize what that item is that you started with. It may have a hint of it. You may be able to say like, oh, that kind of looks like a soccer ball. His was like, oh, it's soccer balls. Right? It was like, oh, there's soccer balls on the shoulders, there's soccer balls on the butt. Like it was just soccer balls. I didn't really see a transformation with what he did. It was just like cutting up soccer balls, putting them on the model. I mean, it's a lot more than that. I couldn't do what he did, but it just seems like there wasn't a lot of transformation with what he did.
True. I guess you and Law Roach would disagree
Yeah.
because Law Roach did pick that as his favorite look
Mhm.
for the challenge. But um, I think there's two approaches to it. One is taking material, transforming it in a way so it does not look like it what it started out as, and looks like
Right.
more like some sort of just regular fashion material. Then there's
Right.
also the transformation where you take an object and yeah, sure, you might be able to tell what it is, but now it's turned into something that you would not have expected to be able to work as some sort of fashion garment.
Yeah.
Now, I wouldn't picture a soccer ball being a mini skirt or a top or the shoulder pads or even like the head piece that he made with it. So I think it's just a matter of which one outweighs the other.
Yeah. And I mean, Law Roach said like it's something that Lady Gaga would wear, and I felt like that was insulting to Lady Gaga because I can't see her wearing that. I can't see anyone wearing that actually. Like I think when I was watching it, I like said out loud, like who is the girl that's gonna wear that? Like who is the target, I guess, demographic of that look? Um Outside of a model that's being forced to wear it, I can't see anyone choosing to wear that look. And when you compare it to like what I believe Jesus did with volleyballs, where
Hmm.
he stitched them and it looked like
Yeah.
leather and it looked like a textile, like it just looked really elevated and really was transformed. Like he transformed
Yeah,
the
definitely.
volleyballs into something that was
Hmm.
very fashionable. You look at his and it like you see it looked like he spent like days on it, whereas Yu Chan's looked like he spent like minutes on his. Um so yeah, I was a fan of I this was like the longest like answer ever, but you had asked which ones I actually like, and I really liked Jesus and Antonio's. I was a fan
Really?
of both of theirs, yeah. Even though like the jean boots were point of contention for Law Roach. I really like the jacket that he came up with. I thought that was really cool. Um, and who else did I like? I did not like Miss Joan again. Popsicle
Her
stick,
popsicle sticks, yeah, yeah.
very crafty, very like kindergarten. And then she like spray painted them, and it looked even worse. Um, I did not like what's the guy's name with the puffy jackets?
Joseph McCrae.
Yeah, Joseph McCrae. And you know how it's what's hilarious is that he corrected all the other designers when they wouldn't say his full name.
Hmm.
But when Heidi or Law Roach or Christian just call him by his first name, he doesn't correct them.
Well, it's like respect, I guess.
Yeah, so respect your other design. I really it rubs me the wrong way the way he kept correcting people, and then but like, oh, if you're Heidi, I'm not going to correct you because he knows better than to be that
Yeah.
disrespectful to them, right?
Yeah.
I didn't like his look. It looked a mess. It wasn't fashionable for me. I like him as a designer, somewhat, but that one just was not it. What
Yeah.
about you? Which ones did you like?
Oh goodness. I did not like Jones. I did not like Antonio's,
Mhm.
and I did not like what was the other one? I think Madeline's, her like star thing.
Oh yeah, that was horrible.
Yeah, so those are the three I did not like. I was actually okay with Joseph McCrae's, and I'll tell you why.
All right.
So when he first started off with Christian came around, right? He had the full banner thing, just as like a big like kimono looking thing.
Yeah.
And right there, that was just awful. It was just a banner that he tacked up. But then the final look that he transformed it into, the skirt and the top and everything, I thought that looked pretty good from where he was at the walkthrough to the end result. I didn't have a problem with it at all.
Yeah.
So that was good. I did like Jesus's look. Um Ethan's was okay, kind of just stuck on the butterfly things, right? So it didn't really, it was like whatever. Um but yeah, I think, oh goodness, who are we missing that we haven't spoke about? VJ's. What was hers?
What did she do? Hers was the shuttlecocks with
That's
like
right. That's right.
eyes.
I,
And
I
I
thought that was
actually like
okay.
yeah,
That was
it wasn't my favorite, but she transformed
exactly.
shuttlecocks into and it created that illusion of like a lace look,
Hmm.
which I
Hmm.
thought was really admirable. Like it took a lot of effort to do that, and it looked like fashion.
Yeah.
Whereas others looked like poster board or looked like soccer balls. Like I don't know.
Right. Right.
But I forgot to mention Ethan. I actually liked his. I thought that it was really creative. It wasn't my favorite, but I liked his as well.
Okay. Yeah, it was. I did like the shuttlecocks being transformed into that lace material looking thing, and it looked really nice. So I was um happy to see that. We learned a little bit more about her backstory too,
Mhm.
growing up in the Philippines and how her family supported her with her choices there. And I think it was pretty. They didn't really touch on it until this episode.
Right.
So I'm glad that they did, and I'm glad that she was able to share her story more, and it just gives a better sense of where the designers are coming from
Yeah.
and their point of view.
Well, and it explains why she might be a little bit more guarded
Hmm.
and not so open with everyone else when it comes to communication with the other designers. One other thing that was a point of contention when it comes to communication or teamwork is the twins
Yeah.
working together.
Hmm.
And a lot of people think that it's unfair. I don't think that it's unfair. And the reason why is you have the opportunity to work with anyone in the workroom. There's no rules
Yeah.
that
There
say
isn't. Hmm.
that you can't ask for, you know, Miss Joan to help you out and give her opinion about what you're doing and to help um, critique what you're doing. There's nothing to say like if someone's done that they can't help you. So that's basically essentially what they're doing. So I don't think it's an unfair advantage. I think that they have a built-in relationship, obviously more so than anyone else. But there's nothing stopping, let's say, Ethan from building a relationship with one or the other designers and then relying on each other
Yeah,
to get through. Outside of the fact that it's a competition and they don't want to work together because they're trying to beat that other person, whereas the twins are like, oh, let's be the final two together.
true, true. And I don't have a problem with it either because there are no rules against it, like you said.
Right.
But my whole thought was, okay, you don't want them to just be better than them. Just make
Yeah.
sure you're better than them in everything you do, and you don't have to worry about it.
Yeah.
Focus on yourself, get it done, and then that's not even an issue.
Yeah. One thing that I did want to touch upon that I liked about Law Roach and his um final review, if you will, of their looks when he was talking to Antonio with the jean boots, and he was like, "That's what I'm here for. Like, if I don't tell you, you're not going to learn."
Hmm.
And I thought that that was what Antonio needs to hear is Law Roach is not here just to be mean and to
Right.
criticize you. He's here to help teach you. So if someone is saying that that is not put together perfectly, like there's different options that you could have gone with that would have fit the outfit better,
Hmm.
listen to him because it might be a good learning lesson for you.
Yeah.
Just as opposed to just saying, "Well, I like it." Um,
Right. Right. And
and Jesus standing up for his brother and saying like, "Well, I liked it." Well, that's not really helpful in that instance. And you have someone who's a stylist and who works in that industry and has received accolades and awards in regards to his ability to put together a good outfit, telling you the boots aren't working. Like I like aspects of your look, but the boots just did not fit.
yeah. And I
Listen,
think that's what he was keying in on. It wasn't so much his fashion design choices; it was his styling decisions.
right.
He just couldn't take that critique. I guess it was just some people just don't like, being criticized. Or if you're not saying, "Hey, good job," it's, I don't know, just I,
Yeah.
I can kind of understand that, but at the same time, just in that industry, like we've said before, you have to have that thick skin.
Yeah, for sure. Another thing that is kind of controversial, I guess, is they decided that the bottom three would the eliminated person would be decided by the contestants and not by the judge or judges
Yes.
in this instance. So they have to go back and decide who they want to have eliminated. Jesus immediately is like, I'm not going to let my brother get
Hmm.
voted off, and is like, we're not voting for Antonio. That is a little bit I don't know. Maybe that's a little bit unfair because he has someone in his corner that can kind of speak up for him. But it's kind of a weird thing to have them vote each other out. I don't know if I like it.
Yeah, that was another major plot twist in
Yeah.
this, is that the safe designers get to determine who the losing designer will be for that week. And it's it's gonna definitely create some drama and friction in there,
Yeah.
especially with, you said, like Jesus immediately standing up for his brother. And what I thought was interesting in that was that when Madeline came to the defense of Joseph McCrae, and because I didn't think she didn't have the, at least to me, seemed like she didn't have the personality type of someone who would speak out, right? Seemed like she was more of a go with the flow type of thing. But the fact that she stood up for him, and that kind of like impressed me. I was glad to see her do that, because I think I'm gonna switch my um rallying cry to Joseph McCrae now.
That that you don't want him to be voted out.
Right, he's gonna be my new go-to designer since Angela's gone. So
Okay, so then you'll have a lot of oversized puffer jackets in your
yes,
future.
I will.
Because that tends to. I honestly, look, I'm putting it on record now. Like, I cannot stand an oversized puffer jacket. It's been done so many times, not just on this season of Project Runway, but like other shows, like
I
other
know.
designer contest shows, other like it's so overly used, the extremely oversized puffer jackets, that I'm tired of seeing them. It's just not.
Well, maybe this is where he evolves his style and his look, and yes, he does have elements of that, but it's not just that. So
Yeah.
we'll see.
Okay. So the people that are up for elimination are him, Antonio, and who else?
Joan.
Joe.
Yeah,
Yeah. I would say that Joan is really lucky if she doesn't go home.
I would agree with that.
She definitely was deserving of going home last week.
Hmm.
This week, she doesn't have the excuse that the leader was led her astray, or what have you, or she was just playing nice to be part of a team. That this was all her, and it was really bad.
Yeah, it was a mess, and the only thing she does have in her favor is the other contestants and their judging um prowess saying, well, she at least transformed something.
Yeah, I mean I slightly agree with that because you can tell that they're popsicles that are just painted black, but I think that in this instance, like Antonio should be safe. I think that his jacket was really cool. I really liked his jacket a lot. The undergarment, like the see-through aspect to it, I wasn't like a huge fan of that, but I still liked it. And then like obviously the accessories, like the boots were, I didn't mind them as bad as Law Roach did, obviously, but um they didn't really go together with his outfit. But I think that it's safe to say that he's safe.
Well,
It's going to be
yes, I
between Joseph
mean,
and Joan.
unless the designers, becomes like a Survivor, a Big Brother, they band or come together to separate Jesus and Antonio and vote them off, right? So there's always
Right.
that aspect.
Which I really don't think would hurt Jesus because he's definitely a really strong designer and he's doing like consistently really well.
Yeah.
Like I really think that he's going to make it to the end,
Yeah, it
hopefully.
wouldn't hurt Jesus, I think. But
Yeah, I think that if they had an opportunity to get rid of Jesus, it would hurt Antonio,
yeah.
and that's not what is up for, what that's not what's going on right now. It's the flip side where they're going to possibly get rid of Antonio, but I think that it would maybe galvanize Jesus to do like even much better and be like, okay, my brother's not here. I'm just focusing on my own shit, and it might actually help him. So we'll see. It's a cliffhanger episode again.
And then,
No, no.
this is one time when I don't mind the cliffhanger because of the added drama of the contestants voting them off.
Yeah.
So it gives us stuff to talk about. So I don't mind it this time.
Yeah, I guess. I do mind it. I kind of wish that I would just be able to get closure
Yeah.
and see who gets voted off at the end of the episode, just so we can move on. And I do wish that the other judges were involved. Um, the unconventional. What is the full title? I keep forgetting. Like the unconventional. What is it called?
Material challenge.
Materials. I can't like. I don't know why I keep calling it unconventional. Unconventional materials challenge is such a like iconic episode for Project Runway. I don't know why they didn't have the other judges involved.
Maybe just scheduling conflicts. Maybe
It
just
was
to
weird.
change things up.
And did the episode not seem like it went super fast?
It
Like,
did. It
like
did seem like it
super
went fast.
short?
Yeah.
It was really weird.
Yeah. Maybe they didn't have enough material to make it a longer episode.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I don't know if their budget, what happened. It's another what it was a 1 day challenge,
Yeah.
which is another thing that it's like, why aren't they giving them time to like actually come up with like really cool things? Like hopefully the next one will be not a 1 day challenge and they'll have some time to like work on the design so we can get some like really cool looks.
You mentioned budget just now. I'm just wondering that. Now, they haven't gone material shopping at all yet this season. So is that something that's not going to happen?
They haven't?
Did they?
No, they had to have. Yeah, they did. I'm
Okay.
pretty sure they
Yeah, I don't
did.
remember. Maybe they didn't the first two
Yeah,
episodes.
because they had to come
Yeah, I
up with.
think you're right. Yeah, okay. I'm wrong.
They did.
Sorry, everyone.
I'm like, I remember Mood them showing mood, I'm pretty sure. So yeah, I remember that.
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah.
It's Gen X show.
Yeah.
You know,
There was actually
sometimes.
a little like trivia is when I was in New York, our hotel wasn't very far from where Mood is. So like we walked by it.
Oh, cool.
Like, oh, I wonder if like I'll see any designers there. I didn't. It was like very like closed off and I didn't see anyone, but it was kind of cool to it was like to see it in real life was kind of
Yeah,
interesting.
that's kind of cool. That's neat. Fun bit of trivia there.
Yeah.
So we won't leave our audience with cliffhangers, though. Who do you predict going home?
I'm I want to say Joan,
Yeah.
but I don't know because there some people that are really strongly defending her.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't
Mm-hmm.
know if that's just because of the show and how it's produced, so that it's not obviously Joan going home. They want to make
Yeah.
and she's such a nice lady. Like I feel bad that this episode that we saw some of her background. She used to be a cheerleader. It was really
Mm-hmm.
cute. Like it was, it was nice to see her personality come out a little bit more. I wouldn't be mad to see Joseph leave.
Okay.
So it definitely is between them two,
Yeah, I agree with that. Yeah.
but in a way, I'm more excited to see more from Joseph than I am for Joan. So I'd
That's
like to see
yeah.
more from Joseph in the
Okay.
future. And I feel like I can't even say what Joan's aesthetic or style is, whereas I know Joseph's
Right.
from the few episodes that he's produced
Yeah.
stuff. So
Okay.
yeah,
Yeah.
so I would have to say that like hopefully Joan's gone. I feel bad for saying that, but
You could have left out hopefully, but
yeah. Who do you think is going to be gone?
I agree with you. I think Joan is going to be the one not making the cut this episode. So
Yeah,
we'll go from there. I think sometimes they show like the designers' profiles or bios more about them, like the episode they're about to get eliminated.
yeah,
I don't know. It just seems like they do that at sometimes, but yeah, I think Joan is the one to go this episode, and I hope the next episode is just a regular challenge,
yeah,
and they get to really, put their best foot forward to show what they're really made of, so we can really get a true sense of who they are as designers.
yeah.
So,
There is something else that I wanted to bring up, and I'm looking it up now so I can get her name, but I don't know her name. There's a former contestant that has been like running her mouth as far as saying that um, Andy Cohen was on Project Runway as a producer, and that he was a bigger predator than Harvey
oh,
Weinstein.
wow,
Um,
really? Okay.
she's saying that like it was heavily produced, that they like suffer, like they weren't being fed, they were being given alcohol. Um, that she's been saying very disparaging things about Heidi Klum, um, which is kind of interesting. Like she's saying that I forget her name. I remember her from her season. She has a very distinctive voice, but I can't remember. Let me just Google Project Runway Andy Cohen and contestant, see if it
Okay.
comes up. But she is definitely ruffling a lot of feathers right now when it comes to uh, the behind the
Yeah.
scenes aspect of Project Runway. Let me see, Andy Cohen. Have you heard anything about?
No, this is the first I'm hearing of it. So I did some searches, and I'm not coming up with anything about that.
Yeah, so her name is Kenley Collins, and she's accused Andy Cohen of being a predator on set and compared him to Harvey Weinstein. She claimed that Cohen propositioned designers for sexual acts and acted inappropriately towards gay individuals. She also alleges that NBC has protected Cohen in reference from her Real Housewives of Atlanta star Nene Leakes lawsuit against Cohen for a hostile work environment, and he has not commented publicly on the accusation. So,
Mm.
kind of crazy because to say that he was worse than Harvey Weinstein is like, yikes. Like,
Yeah.
that's
Yeah,
a really
that's
big
something.
accusation. Um, I don't know what to think. Like, I am not a big fan of Andy Cohen. I don't. I think he's sort of what's the word that I would use for him? Like sleazy, I guess. Like his he the way that they use the people on his shows, and I think it's very exploitive, and that they don't really care. When I say they, like him as a producer, as a host, that they don't actually care about those contestants, which is,
Um,
and he kind of comes off like he's part of the group, like that he would care about them, but I don't think he does. I wouldn't. I'm obviously not privy to like him being worse than Harvey Weinstein. I'm just like not a fan of his.
right.
But I don't know. It's really interesting to see if it goes any further than where it's currently at. She definitely is burning some bridges, though. I know that's for sure because she's going after Heidi Klum.
Especially if it, yeah.
She's going after like she's even like going down to specifics, like saying that one of the contestant designers dyed her hair because they didn't want that color hair on the show. And I'm like, like kind of crazy if they get down to it. Like if you were a contestant on a show and they said you had to alter your physical appearance because you don't fit their type, that's kind of crazy.
I think that probably happens more often than not, to
I
be
would
honest.
say they just don't cast you.
Yeah,
Like
well,
for
that
them
too.
to be
But
like, I don't like Danny, I don't like you. We already have someone that has glasses. You need to wear contacts. Like that's kind of weird. I don't know.
it. Yeah, but I can see that happening.
Yeah,
I don't think it's. I mean, you think about like you said, you don't get cast. You think about different movies. Your appearance. We want you to change this. We want you to lose weight. We want you to bulk up. Blah blah. Whatever the case may be for whatever role you might be trying to fit. So if the
yeah,
producers need someone that fits, okay, we don't need purple hair. We need someone with blonde hair or something.
yeah,
Let's have you change it. And if you're not willing to sacrifice or change your look for the show that you want to be on, then you won't be on it. So
yeah.
I don't know. I don't have a problem with that, to be honest.
Outside of Project Runway, I'm also watching right now. I think it's called 60 Days In, which is like where people pretend to be prisoners and go to
Mhm.
jail. I don't know if you've ever watched it.
I've seen shows like it, I think, yeah.
Yeah, and I was wondering, like, who wants to be on a show like that? Like, what is your motivation? Like, I don't get it. Like other people, like they want to be a designer, they want to be a model, they want to be an actor, whatever. But like to go on a show like that, they don't win a prize for being in jail. So it's just kind of weird that they would want to be on it.
Just the
And
experience, huh?
I guess like the 15 minutes of fame, like I don't know. But it made me wonder, like, is there a reality show that you would be on if you could?
Whew. Other than a photography competition,
Like ones that exist, because like
oh, ones that currently are real. Okay.
yeah, it's like I would totally want to be on a photography one too, but there isn't one unless we create it.
Yeah, there you go. We'll create it. I don't think I watch enough reality shows to know which ones I would want to be a part of. I mean,
Would you be on Survivor?
I think I could do that.
Could you?
Yeah. I couldn't do Naked and Afraid, but I think I could do Survivor. I mean, there's one I almost started watching on Netflix about building the band.
Okay.
It's like so you just hear their voices or whatever, but you don't get to see who's act. Kind of like the voice. It's like a blind type thing, and you pick your band members. So
Yeah.
I think that'd be kind of fun to do. I would like to build a band. Just based upon their talents and see how we mesh together.
I didn't know you were watching it. I actually watched this show when it first came out, and
Okay.
I loved that show. It's such a good show.
Yeah.
I actually still follow some of I don't want to ruin it for you because you don't know if like, who's going to make it and who's still a band and who's not a band, but I still follow some of the people that were on the show.
Okay.
And I really like that show. It's a really cool show.
Okay. Then I will make sure I finish watching it. Then I
Yeah,
started it up. I was like, it was like late. I was like, oh, I'll get back to this later. But now I will, for sure.
yeah. It's really cool. Like I think it's a really good premise that you're meeting people not based off of how they look, but how they sound, and then like the conversations that you have with them,
Hmm.
see if you blend in together
Right. And that's the
personality
hard
wise,
part.
and then you make a band and you see how successful you are.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a really cool concept.
What about you? What reality show would you be a part of?
The only one that I could see myself being on right now is probably Big Brother, because you just go live in a house and do different. I mean, they do have some challenges that are sort of physical or whatever, but I think that yeah, I would be on Big Brother. If the real world was still around and they casted people that were not 18, I would want to be on that show too. Because it's like literally all you do is go and live in a house. So yeah,
Basically, you just want to live in a house.
well, like, yeah, I mean, one, I would want to live in a cool city. That was one
Hmm.
of the big aspects of like, because I wanted to be on the real world when I was a kid. Like that
Yeah.
was like the biggest thing for me. One is because I wanted to live in a really cool city,
Yeah. Yeah.
because it was like New York, New Orleans, whatever, and live in a really cool house that was decorated really cool, and live with like a lot of people that were from different backgrounds.
Yeah.
I just thought that was the coolest thing, and then it became, you know, kind of overly produced and kind
Yeah.
of fake or whatever. But initially, I thought it was a really cool show, and I like was dying to be on it.
So what if they said like, okay, Gabe, we're gonna cast you for the real world, but it's gonna be in Billings, Montana. You up for it?
I don't know, because like I really dislike people that live in Montana. That's like a horrible thing to say. But like, because isn't it like a haven now for people who are like trying not to pay taxes?
I think so. I just picked some random what I thought was a small town in a state that's not very populated. But yeah, I think it might be.
Yeah, I think there's like a former winner of America's Next Top Model that lives in either Montana or Wyoming, one of those like places, and is like a prepper and like a Trumper,
I know
and
they have
like,
a lot of preppers there. Yeah.
yeah, and like she's super like calls herself a traditional wife, and like is super conservative, but like not. I don't know. It's very weird. It comes up on my Facebook a lot because I don't know, maybe because like it's related to fashion or
Maybe it's
something.
fashion adjacent.
Yeah, it's fashion adjacent, and um she's really weird. I don't know, she's really weird, and sometimes I can't help but watch her videos because it like draws me in, and then I'm like, damn it, I'm giving her views, and I don't want to give her views because I don't agree with her, her stances on a lot of different things. But yeah, I probably, so yeah, long story short, I would not want to be in a small town. Um but I don't know, maybe I would. Maybe it'd be kind of a refreshing change of environment
Maybe.
in a small town. I think Kat Von D moved to like a really small town in like Idaho or like Illinois or so, I don't know, somewhere, and with her family, and is living the artist life in like this small town. So it'd be kind of cool, maybe. I don't know.
Well, out there, let us know what you think. What reality show would you want to be in? Let us know your Project Runway favorite looks and so far and whatnot, and who should be voted off. Drop them in the comments. Thanks for stopping by. Thanks for liking, subscribing, and sharing. And I guess we'll see you guys next time.
Stay safe, everyone.